Do y'all know what a paradigm shifting epiphany is? Maybe you will at the end of this video. You see, I'm a houseless veteran. This is my house. Right here. Because according to the Department of Veterans Affairs, if a veteran owns a vehicle, they're not homeless, just houseless. So there's that. She's 45 years old, just no water, no electricity. She don't even turn on. But it's shelter. And I live in the middle of nowhere. Because why not? And about 4.5 months ago, the vehicle that I had access to take myself to town for things like water and food and what have you broke down. So at least once a week for 4.5 months, I had to walk 6 miles on a road like this, pulling a beach wagon because I got to have a way to carry the water back or whatever else I buy. So I'm going to town, and the whole time I'm grateful. Every step I take, whether it takes me 6 miles to catch a to catch a ride, or it takes me 20. I don't have a choice. I have to go to town and need water. So I'm walking. After you walk that 6 miles, eventually you hit pavement. And another 20 miles from that is civilization. So once a week, 4.5 months, I've got to go get water because I can only carry so much in my little wagon. And the whole time I'm walking on that 6 mile road, and even for a good bit on the pavement, I'm grateful. I'm grateful that I have the ability to walk that far while pulling a wagon. I'm grateful to be enjoying nature. And I'm grateful for my car that I don't have every step of the way. I'm grateful for my car that allows me to drive to town in a quarter of the time and get the water and come back. I'm grateful that if there's some sort of a catastrophe, I have a vehicle big enough that I can load up the humans and the animals in my care and we can get the heck out of here. The whole time, I'm grateful for 4.5 months. Then I'm walking to town, I make it to the pavement, and I'm struggling because it's hot. But I gotta do it. There's no choice. So I hit the pavement, and about a mile later, this car pulls over, which is not uncommon. People either stop and offer me a ride or offer me some water that I'm not going to turn down. And the guy stops and he's like, "What are you doing?" I said, "Well, I'm walking to town right up here." And he's like, "Well, hop in, I'll give you a ride." Then he says, "Why are you walking?" And I explain why I'm walking. I'm a veteran, I'm homeless, houseless, whatever. My vehicle broke down. I gotta go to town to get water. And he's like, "Okay, 'cause it's like 140 degrees out here." Yes, sir, I know. That's, I tried to leave early before it got hot, but it caught up to me. He's like, "Okay." Then it gets random and he says, "Is there a Texas Roadhouse near here?" Yeah, it's my favorite restaurant. There's one here. And he's like, "Okay, good, because we're going to eat there today." Okay. He says, "You see, I'm on a road trip. I'm going across country, visiting family, what have you." He says, "And I decided before I left that I was going to help every person I could help." And I said, "Okay, I understand that. I'm good with it. I'm grateful to you. I'm grateful for the fact that there could be a steak dinner in my future. Very grateful." And he says, "You know what? I'm going to buy you a car." What? What? He says, "Yeah. You served your country. You don't have a car, you need a car. I can afford a car, I'm gonna buy you a car. Okay. I've been grateful for a car. So, yeah, I'd be real grateful if you bought me a car. And he's like, I'm not kidding. Go ahead. But, let's start looking for cars. That's a car. That's my car. He bought me a car. I drove myself home from Texas Roadhouse in my own car. I just got one question for you. What are you grateful for?